Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special spring edition of This Is Jared's Show. Introducing, they like to call him the loose cannon, I've always called him the mastermind, Jared DiGirolamo. Jared, say hello to your fans.
Yes, we're back in the springtime, and you know what that means. A lot has been going on since we last talked to you people.
All right, well, I think we need to jump right into Penguins coverage.
Yes.
Luckily, they sneak into the playoffs on the last day of the season. Unfortunately, Crosby loses the scoring lead, but now a tale of two games. Game one, a tough loss. Jared, your thoughts on game one?
Game one was all Marc-Andre Fleury, and the Penguins just made stupid penalties and dumb mistakes. And yes, like you said, 2 months ago we last talked to you, they were in the driver's seat. We thought everything was gravy, and sure enough, injuries caught up with them. Letang, Aroff, Pouliot. We can go on. Malkin had some mysterious ailment, and then the Penguins fell out and just barely got it at the last day of the season. But game one, yeah, they made mistakes, and the Rangers took it to them. But last night, it was a different story. We saw in the Garden, the Penguins came out ready to go. The Penguins just clicked in the second period from Brandon the Bull Sutter. Crosby finally found a scoring touch. Floyd played another great game. Yes, the Penguins' power play was even better last night, however, as they killed 6 or 7 penalties last night. So you can expect tomorrow night, Game 3, it's going to be a loud environment at Consol Energy Center.
What an exciting game last night was. It's one of the greatest playoff games I've ever watched the Penguins win, even though it was just the first round. Just to be able to beat the Rangers at MSG was just exhilarating.
You had to get out with a split, and that's what I think Mike Johnson told him even before the game. If you don't win this game tonight, however, you're looking at the season's over. You're looking at very disappointing what it was, like I said, back in January. Everyone expected you to go far, and it would have been the end of the season early. But the Penguins still have some life in them, and we're going to see in Game 3 and 4 at Consol what's going to be made.
Absolutely. How about your Game 3 prediction for your viewers, Jared?
6-1.
6-1 Penguins.
The Penguins are going to light the lamp. I think Lundqvist is due for a bright, last night we saw he fell apart in the Garden. The Consol's going to be loud tomorrow night. Floyd's going to be on his game. The Penguins are going to have to keep the penalties down. If they do, they're going to explode. I'm going to see an explosion.
Bust out with 6 goals. You heard it here first, folks. All right, well, let's move down to PNC, where your Pittsburgh Pirates came in 3-6 against the much-hated Brewers. Jared, they were able to pull out the brooms today and pull off that sweep. Thoughts on the weekend series?
This first homestand has been fantastic for the Pirates. Yeah, they haven't scored enough runs, but this weekend against Milwaukee, they've owned them 5 or 6 times so far this year, where in the past they always owned us. They're off to a good start. The pitching is clicking. The hitting's doing pretty well. Barte's doing real well. Harrison did real well to start the season. McCutcheon's still getting lukewarm, and Walker and them are doing okay. But Pedro Alvarez, the one guy I thought who would have been very disappointed at the start of the year, is come out with his bat ablazing, and believe me, the Bull is hungry.
Another home run today, shot almost to straightaway center.
2 almost, actually. If you remember, that second one just missed by about 6 inches, but the pitching's just been phenomenal. A.J. Burnett coming back for his last year here to be in Pittsburgh. Well, we thought Pittsburgh was going to be done with him. He comes out ready to go. Garrett Cole's been good. Liriano's been good. The starting pitching has been there for the most part the first week and a half of the year, and I like what they're doing. The middle relief has been good with Hughes. You've got a good closer, Melanson, and this Bastardo guy who throws 97, 99 miles per hour. I almost said the Penguins. The Pirates are going to be contending this year, I think, and if they can do that, they can knock off teams like Cincinnati and St. Louis. They could go a long way this year. We'll have to wait and see how it holds.
So next for your battling Buccos, they will host the Chicago Cubs for
4.
A 4-game series,
yeah.
And that means that rookie phenom Chris Bryant will make his way to PNC. Struck out his first 3 at-bats in his debut. Should be interesting, though, to see what the young man can do with the Pirates pitching.
He's a young kid, and the Cubs have high hopes on him, and I think at the beginning of the year, a lot of people are high on him, too, and I know I was one of them going into spring training, but like I said, he's coming here to PNC. You got Liriano, you got AJ, you got Locke coming up, you got Worley. Let's see if the Pirates pitching continues to cool this young phenom down.
Theo Epstein, I would have to think he's going to be on the hot seat this year or next year. That we've seen no progress since the Boyd general manager has taken over in Chicago.
No, but they had a great offseason. Johnny Lester and Rizzo was the big things for them, and I think that was the big thing. They wanted to make a big splash there. And the Cubs right now are off to a pretty good start, but again, like you said, the Boyd genius can only go so far. We saw what he did in Boston, but the Cubs are going to have to turn some heads this year if they want to be contending.
Your 2015 Pittsburgh Steelers, what is in store? We will have the 2015 schedule released
this Tuesday.
Tuesday
night, supposedly
primetime ESPN.
8 o'clock. Yes, primetime ESPN, unless they move it to another night later in the week or before the draft. But the draft's a week away, so we'll see what happens. But
the last time we spoke, unfortunately, the Steelers dropped a rough one at home to the Ravens in the playoffs.
Yep.
You're out of view for this year, and Le'Veon Bell gets hit with 3 games. Let's hope he can get it reduced maybe to 2 with the appeal.
Yeah, let's hope he gets it to 2. And LeGarrette Blount gets 1. And to me, Roger Goodell continues to be the man in the middle, caught in the hot seat here. I mean, I think this is his really big year. He has to step up in more ways than for the Steelers. Since we last talked, there's been a lot of changes here. I mean, we've got Troy Polamalu now retired. We got Ike Taylor just announcing his retirement a week ago. I mean, the Steelers draft is just around the corner within a week. I mean, who are they going to go after in the first round? We don't really know. But the schedule's going to be really interesting to see how they do. I mean, they got some real good games this year with their conference opponents, but then you got non-conference games. San Fran, Denver, Arizona, Kansas City, Seattle. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this team can do. I mean,
all playoff teams.
All playoff teams. And
Did KC make it last year?
KC, I think, did not.
But everybody else,
yeah, KC needed to get in, but like I said, they still are a good team with Andy Reid. You got Alex Smith there. I mean, you got Jamal Charles. I mean, you're going out there this year in Arrowhead. I mean, last year
Steelers don't usually win in Arrowhead.
No, they start. Arrowhead's one of the toughest teams, maybe next to, I think, Denver to win in. And the Steelers, like I said, are going to have to be ready this year. I mean, it's going to be an interesting season. You got Ben's new contract, which is great. I mean, that was another big thing that's happened in this offseason. Antonio Brown, you got Martavius Bryant. I mean, the Steelers are going to have a tough schedule, no question, getting to the bowl this year. It is in Santa Clara this year, in case you're wondering, for the Big 5-0. 50 years. Can you believe that, folks? 50 years.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable. And the Steelers, once we see that schedule, I think we'll know more about that. But right now, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say 10-6 or 11-5. I mean, this team could see a surprise team.
Sounds reasonable if they can get the defense together. The offense we know is going to.
Well, James Harrison's re-signed too, and Kiesel's gone. But I mean, they got some young guys that are going to have to step up now. I mean, they've lost the one.
Shamarko Thomas
is one of them.
Expected to do a lot this year.
But Cam Hayward, I expect a big year out of him.
Pro Bowler, I think, this year.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
Jason World's losing him to retirement. I'm not surprised about that one, but I think we were a little surprised. But like I said, you got James Harrison, the Beast, back. Look out, people. Especially you, Mr. Flacco. We're coming for you.
You mentioned the draft when we Steelers coverage.
It's our mascot there. Sorry, people.
Get out of here. Go lay down. That's how the guard dog Bhutto making an appearance. Jared, NFL draft, Mariota.
Yeah.
Winston. Who do you like? Will they have a future in the league?
Well, you look at these two guys, however, out of the two, however, is going to have a great future. I feel compared to Winston. Winston, of course, had a pretty good year last year at Florida State. And, of course, he choked against Mariota and the Oregon boys in the Rose Bowl. Mariota, the Heisman Trophy winner, he's been getting a lot of looks by pro teams, Tennessee, Tampa, Jacksonville. I mean, where is he going to go? Who's he going to land with? Right now, he should be one of the top 10, if not one of the top 2 in the draft. Winston, his future seems to be cloudier, I think, and I think he might have a questionable future, but if he keeps his head straight, he'll have a good pro career. But right now, I'd say out of the two, Mariota is going to be the guy, I think, take it to the next level.
And would you take him with the first pick?
If you're Tampa, no, I would not, because I think he'll end up somewhere maybe with a team like, say, I hate to say Tennessee, the Jets maybe. The Bears are also looking at a quarterback because of Jay Cutler's future. They're also talking in St. Louis now that Sammy Bradford's gone to Philadelphia after he was traded in the offseason. You're looking at Washington. RG3's future is cloudy. Oakland's still up in the air. I mean, right now, he could be a West Coast boy, East Coast boy, Midwest boy. We don't know where he's going to end up. But right now, I'm going to go out on him. I want to say right now, he'll be an East Coast boy. He'll end up either in New York or Washington. The Jets might take him at 6, I feel.
All right, let's go from the pro ranks to your local gridiron in college football. Jared, Pitt, Penn State, do they play this year?
No, they start next year.
One more year.
Yeah, one more year. But
who do you like better?
I think
this year.
But this year, you've got to say, I think, this is tough. Pitt's got a new guy, Pat Narduzzi. You got James Franklin back with Penn State. You got Christian
Hackenberg is a junior with 2 or a senior.
No, junior.
2 years of full starting experience under his belt.
Yeah, and he had a rough year last year, but Pitt's got the best running back in the country coming back next year. Who's going to be surprising some people this year. Watch out, people. James Conner's coming back. Tyler Boyd's coming back. The Panthers got the ACC. Well, last year was a rough year, and we saw what happened in that bowl game against Houston. It was probably the biggest collapse maybe we've ever seen in Pitt football history. Penn State, of course, they got Michigan, Ohio State, and maybe Wisconsin this year. Pitt's got Notre Dame, Louisville, Miami, and Virginia Tech. At the end of the year, we're going to see who's the better team. But right now, it's a toss-up because you don't know who's going to be the better coach. But right now, my money is going to be going to go to Pitt because I think Narduzzi is the right guy they needed to bring some energy after Chris left for Wisconsin to go home. And I think Narduzzi will be that guy. At least I hope so, because we've been looking for that energy coach forever and a day.
Jared, you always like to touch on golf and always bring very good coverage about that. Jordan Spieth shocks the world. It goes 21 under, misses a putt at the end to set the all-time course record, but he ties the under.
Yeah, he was phenomenal last week at Augusta. I mean, this kid is the future of golf. If you have not seen this kid yet, people, you're in for a treat. I mean, I said it to my co-host at the start of the show today. I mean, you look at him, Ricky Fowler, and you look at guys like Rory McIlroy. This is the new Jack, Arnie, Gary player of this 21st century here, people.
It's great for golf. We need a good rivalry in golf.
Yes, we do. And these three can do it. Dustin Johnson's out there. He's coming back from that suspension. He did pretty well. Tiger's still up and down. You don't know about his future. Phil can still play at times. You got Vijay Singh, you got Steve Stricker. These guys are hot and cold, and they tend to catch up with age. But if you're looking for a young man's game right now with the three young stallions I mentioned, those are the three you want to watch. And those guys will be making some noise in 2015.
Well, there's your wrap-up, folks, of all the sports you want to hear about. Lastly, Jared, plug your show. Tell us about your radio show on
Blog Talk Radio, Wednesday nights. We're just starting a new show in prime time. It's from 8 to 9, but we're going maybe 8 to 8:45, possibly every week. This week we'll be talking about WWE Extreme Rules, which is next Sunday in Chicago. We got the draft a week from Wednesday, or from Thursday. We'll be talking about that next week, I'm sure. And yeah, please call in 805-830-8338. We would love to hear from you starting this Wednesday. I mean, we started last week, but we're going to have to gain more people. We'll hopefully get some of you callers this week as well.
That's a wrap-up. Sunday, April the 19th. Jared says the Penguins will blow the doors off the Rangers tomorrow night, 6-1. Lastly, Jared, got to ask you for Game 4.
Yeah, Game 4. If they explode in Game 3 tomorrow night, however, you're going to realize the Rangers are going to have to come ready to play in Game 4. But the Penguins, I think, in both games could blow them out. But I think it's going to be a little closer in Game 4 if it's not tomorrow night. I'm looking at maybe 4-3 in Game 4, but you never know. It could be 5-2. We'll have to wait and see. But these next two games, I think the Penguins are going to be ready, and the crowd will be ready too. But next week, folks, we'll give you our thoughts on that. Also, we got a preview of the draft next week. Plus, we'll be talking more about the Pirates as they head back on the road, however. Yeah, and hopefully they close their first homestand in a big way this week with Chicago.
We'll do a good in-depth draft show.
Yes, we will.
Okay. Folks, thanks for watching. That's all from This Is Jared Show for this week, and we will